started. So let's go ahead and dive right into why you should set up your business through different business systems and keep your business separate from your individual or personal finances. So, hello, beautiful people. So today we are talking about your entrepreneurship journey. And whether you are going to be in the field of birth work or any other type of field, there are a few steps that you need to get started. So let's go ahead and dive right into why you should set up your business through different business systems and keep your business separate from your individual or personal finances. In this section, we're going to actually cover your EIN, your DBA, your LLC, taxes, setting up a bank account, and setting up systems through Square. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is your federal EIN number. So that is your federal tax ID number that you use for paying contractors, employees, or even paying for your excise taxes. So it is an ID number that is issued by the federal government that you can use if you're going to have a nonprofit, if you're going to pay contractors, or if you're going to file your taxes independently from your business. However, it's not necessarily needed just to set up a bank account. It is needed if you want to be separate from your business. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But just to get the federal ID number, the EIN number, it doesn't cost anything. You're just going to go to the IRS website. And when you get there, just in the very top search bar, you go to irs.gov. Once you get there, just type in EIN. And from that screen, you'll get the option to apply for an EIN number online. And if you've never applied for one before online, you can go ahead and fill out the application, submit it, and they will give you your EIN number right away. So you can take this EIN number and really set up your business in a single day. Because once you have your EIN number, you can set up a bank account. Now, the next thing you want to get is your DBA. Your DBA means you're doing business as. So instead of doing your business as yourself, your first and last name, you can actually give your business a name. And this is a formal way to operate your business under a different name. So if someone writes a check to Lavi's Doulas, I can go ahead and cash that in my personal account with my DBA, or I can set up a business account under that name, under Lavi's Doulas, and then I can receive money, checks, debit card, credit card purchases, anything can go through that bank account with that particular name. And to get it in Houston, and probably anywhere, you just go down to your county clerk's office and pay the fee. In Houston, it's $15, and we get the DBA the exact same day. So you just find out where your county clerk's office is, stand in line, pay the fee, they'll give you the form. You take that form along with your EIN, go to your bank and open up your bank account. Now, you might have heard about an LLC before. A lot of people talk about starting your LLC, and an LLC is just a legal business entity recognized by the state as a disregarded entity from the owner, meaning it's a separate entity from the owner. And a lot of people talk about starting your LLC so that you can start your business as far as like getting business credit or business funding, or even separating yourself from any business liability or debt. So that's really the purpose of an LLC, because in all honesty, when you file your taxes as a sole proprietor or as a single member LLC, you're really filing the same tax forms unless you start moving like into a different tax bracket. So I would suggest that you get an LLC if you plan to grow your business, or if you plan to hire employees or pay contractors, or actually operate your business doing different functions other than just going to work and seeing individual clients. And if you are probably going to make a certain amount of money, you may want to go ahead and set up your business as an LLC. And the way to do that is to go to your Secretary of State's website. So this is a formal organization of a business through the state. once you get to the Secretary of State's website, you're going to search LLC formation, and then you'll fill out the application and pay the fees, and you will get your certificate in a few weeks. Different states do it differently. In Texas, it's about $300, and it takes several weeks to get that in. But you do want to get that, like I said, if you're going to apply for any type of business funding, if you're setting up your business in such a way that you're going to operate formally. And we are going to talk about taxes, but I want to just go ahead and skip to a bank account, because you might be wondering, if I am just a sole proprietor, I'm not making a lot of money, maybe I'm just a doula, do I actually need a bank account? So first of all, if you have a DBA and you're a sole proprietor, you actually don't need a business bank account. You're going to have to just track your income and expenses yourself. So when you get ready to file your taxes, whatever you do, you've tracked it yourself, and you don't need that bank account. However, if you are planning to manage your business as a separate entity, then I definitely recommend getting a business bank account, especially if you plan to grow or do more than just doula support. You want to go ahead and get that business bank account, because you want to keep your funds separate from your personal account, and you want to be able to track that income and the expenses, because the expenses cut into your profit. So you might get a lot of revenue, but if you're spending a lot just to upkeep your business, then you want to have a record of that. And if you're growing, if you're going to be paying contractors, if you're going to offer multiple services or products, then you definitely want to have a business bank account, so that at the bare minimum, you can keep track of those expenses. Because at tax time, which if you have an LLC, your tax time is going to be March 15th and not April 15th. At tax time, you want to have records of your income and expenses. And so let's just talk about that really quickly. Your business as an entrepreneur, as a solo entrepreneur, you can be a sole proprietor, or you can be a single member LLC that pays taxes based on your personal Social Security number or your EIN. And if you're going to do that, if you're just working for yourself, you don't have too much going on, you're going to use a Schedule C Form 1040 just to report your income and your losses from your business. Now, you can do that as a sole proprietor or LLC with your personal Social Security number. However, I do recommend, if you are setting up an LLC, go ahead and get that EIN and fill out your business taxes as a separate entity. And there are several reasons why, but for one thing, whether you're a sole proprietor or not, you are going to have to pay that 15.3% self-employment tax. So that's like your Social Security, your Medicare, plus on top of that, you're looking at state and federal taxes. So you're looking at about 25% of taxing your income if you're a sole proprietor or a single member LLC. Now, the only way to reduce that tax amount is really through deductions. And so one thing that you can't deduct is your income, especially if you're just taking draws of the money. So if the money is just coming into your personal bank account and you're just using it and it's all mixed up together, you really can't, it's not as easy to set aside a deduction based on your actual expenses. So that's why I always recommend getting your business account and paying yourself as an employee, so that you can take deductions and you're not paying 25% on, let's say, $100,000 a year. And if you are only making maybe $20,000 or $30,000 a year in profit, then you're good to go. But if you're, if you're pushing that 50, 60, 70 and upwards $1,000 in income every year, then you may want to look at moving your LLC into an S Corp. But that's a different video for a different day. And we're just talking about getting set up and making sure that your income and your expenses are clearly differentiated through your bank statements. It makes it so much easier to do your taxes at the end of the year. And just know that for the bare minimum, you're going to be paying somewhere between 15.3 and 25% tax. In Texas, we don't have state taxes. So we definitely need doulas here in Houston. So come on to Houston and work as a doula and avoid that state tax. Okay, so let's look at all the business systems that you will need to get started. We already talked about how you're going to set yourself up through the government, but just to operate your business, there are a few systems that you're going to need. You're going to need to be able to do scheduling, invoicing, payment processing, sending and signing contracts, order fulfillment, and paying contractors. If you work, let's say, with another doula and you send her to one of your clients, you're going to want to pay her. Or let's say you send a lactation consultant to a client and you're paying for the lactation consultant out of what the client pays you, you're going to want to pay that contractor or vendor through a contractor agreement. And so all of these systems need to be set up. So number one, you can do your scheduling and calendar through Google Calendars, especially if it's just you or one other doula. You can definitely do it through that. If you want a booking system, you may want to look into a booking system through your website or through Square. I use Square for some of my booking. Invoicing. You can type up an invoice and email it to your clients, or you can do an invoicing system. Square does have an invoicing system where they will send the invoice to your client, and then they also do the payment processing. So when your client pays you, straight from that invoice, it goes straight into your account. Sending and signing contracts. You definitely want to have a contract for every single client that you work with, even if it's a basic contract. In our group, we do provide you with your doula contract. So that is included in our membership. And you can take that exact same contract, just change your name, put your logo on it. And then, of course, you want to edit the details. So, you know, how long you're going to stay with the family. But everything about refunds, a COVID policy, all of that is in that contract that we give to you. And you can email that contract to your client, have them print it, sign it, and email it back. Or you can just set up a system, which we do all of this through Square, where they send the contracts, order fulfillment. Your client can place an order online, pay for it online. You'll get an alert and you can give them their product that they ordered. And also contractors. So we work with other doulas. And when we pay those doulas, we actually have the doulas fill out the tax forms and we direct deposit pay them after they work. They clock in and we pay them, or they submit their timesheet that we created a timesheet through Google Forms, and we pay our contractors that way. However, all of those systems that I have listed here are available through square.com, and Square is a free service. So let's look at Square. So in Square, I set up a fake account or a dummy account. In Square, you can actually have multiple accounts. So I set up this blank account just to show you guys how it works. Once you're in Square, you're gonna take your EIN number and your business information, your DBA, and set up your Square account. Now you can do this through your personal account, but again, you can connect Square to your business account. It'll ask for your EIN. This only takes a matter of a few minutes. So like, this is not a long process, and it's really easy to set up a Square account, and it doesn't cost anything. And once you're in Square, you can create an invoice that you're going to send to any of your clients, and you'll input your client's information. And so right here at the top, you will, where it says customer, you'll put their name and all their information. You can save it, address, phone number, all of that. And then from there, you'll put the invoice, a message, thank your support, or we love supporting you, something like that. Just a quick message. When you're going to service your client, is it going to be recurring? Are you going to send them an invoice every week for 4 weeks? When are you going to send the invoice? When is the invoice due? And what's the particular item that you're going to be charging them for? how much does it cost, and then you'll go ahead and send it to them. The only thing that Square charges you is 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. So roughly $3 per every $100 that you collect that people use a credit or debit card for. And if they use a bank transfer, it's only 1%. So it's even cheaper. And then one of the really cool things about Square is they have Afterpay. And so you get paid up front. It does take off 6%, but you get paid up front. So for every $100 that someone charges, they can pay in maybe 4 installments. It's interest free for them. And you get paid the full amount up front, and they can pay in installments. And that is really a game changer for, especially if you're a product-based company, for selling your products. And so you just want to see what that invoice is going to look like. And you can change, like it says, your brand colors, your logo, all of that would appear here. This invoice would get sent to your clients, and that's what they'll see. And they can pay with credit card right there from the invoice. Another really cool thing about Square, like I said, is you can send contracts and your clients can e-sign. So instead of sending them something that they have to print out and then scan and send back to you, which is totally $19.99, what you're going to do is send them an e-contract. And they have all these templates in here that you can use. But like I said, we provide the contract for you. So you can just go in here and change the terms. You know, you'll go in and change what it says under invoice, payment methods, refunding. Your client can initial here. At the top, it's your business information, who the recipient is. This is a contract between Lobby's Doulas and Potato Company, dated this particular date, and we'll be with the family for that long. And I will sign it, I e-sign, and they e-sign. And like I said, you can also create a template for it. So, which is really cool. You create the template, and then you only have to do that once. So for every client you have, all you have to change are the dates and the specifics to the contract. And so our contract is broken down into these sections. And so you would just click on a section, you press clone and edit, and then you just go in here and copy and paste what we have in our different heading under our different headings, and save that. And then you have that template. And this does not cost you anything through Square. So the only thing that you will pay through Square is that credit card processing fee, or if you do payroll through Square. And if you do payroll through Square with a contractor, you're charged $5 every time you pay a contractor. So if you pay yourself, you'd be charged $5 per month if you just get paid once per month. If you do a draw, meaning they're not paying you through the payroll, you're just withdrawing whatever money has been collected from invoices, it will go straight to your bank account, and there's no charge for that. So there's no charge to transfer money back to your bank account. There's no charge to send invoices or contracts or anything like that. And even if your customers pay via Zelle, or if they pay via cash, you can record it here that way you can have like the record of it, but not necessarily pay the credit card processing fee, but you would still have the record for your records. And here's the wonderful part about Square that I really like, is that Square does your taxes for you at the end of the year. Like, they do all the paperwork. They send the paperwork to your independent contractors. They put everything together, and all you have to do is file it, but it's all put together for you. You don't have to get a CPA unless you're like super complex. But as a doula business starting out, it's really inclusive. It has everything that you need. So if you want to use Square, please use my link to sign up and join. It is free. And I hope this video was really helpful for you. And if you have any questions or any other type of videos you'd like me to make, please let me know in the comments below.